Baseball was my first love. Just remember going to my very first game and walking out to my seats and seeing this beautiful green grass, and I was hooked from the start. Now, I myself was never an athlete. Title IX really was passed while I was in school, and so I never really had the opportunity to play sports, but I traveled with the boys' teams. I was their statistician. I was the sports editor of my high school newspaper. So that was my first entree to realizing that people had a career in sports. Ohio U actually had the very first sports administration program in the country. And in the very early years, there were very few women that were part of that program. So I was thrilled to be able to be accepted in that program, and it opened so many doors for me. The Greater Columbus Sports Commission is 100% dedicated to bringing sporting events to Columbus. And really, we're measured on three things: economic development, raising the image and profile of Columbus through sports, and then that quality of life of doing great things for Columbus through sports. One of the best things about sports is that it really does bring people together. I think whether you win or lose together, there's just so much passion that surrounds us. And Columbus is one of the best sports cities in America. And then really to see women's sports growing as well has been very special. We're one of the cities in the country that has really put our arms around women's sports and really shown the spotlight for girls and women in sports, and we've been known for that. So Columbus is really special when it comes to hosting these big events. How exciting is it to have a sellout crowd for one of the best events in the country, and knowing that our community is going to show up. The job at the Sports Commission is to orchestrate that experience. We have this amazing footprint where everything is in close proximity. People know that when they come to Columbus, that they are going to be that big fish in our pond. The Community Cup and the Community Camp, both presented by the Columbus Foundation, are two initiatives that, to us, help us bring our community closer together. We'll talk a little bit about camp first. The fact that we have kids in the community that maybe have never experienced sports, and they get to sample a dozen sports or more. I think we do it because we look into the future and want to be sure that the pipeline is there, not only for just playing sports, but all the things that sports does for a young child. It helps you to learn about winning and losing. It helps you overcome adversity. It gives you great traits in sportsmanship and camaraderie. And who knows, we might end up having a homegrown talent right here in our own backyard. To think that it could have started at the community camp would be just amazing. Our Community Cup, a little rivalry among corporations and companies in Columbus that get to be together for the day. I think it does ignite sort of that passionate side of maybe the office of coming together for a purpose. In both cases, I love that the Community Cup and the Community Camp, it helped us get people to know a little bit more about the mission of the organization as well. You know, learning about the spirit of Columbus in the early years was so important to understand what Jerrie Mock did for not only for her family and herself, but what she did for Columbus. And she really put us on the map, if you will. To be connected with her in the way that I am now is so humbling. Just to be so proud of the fact that get to follow in her footsteps and that she's not forgotten. I think that it's so important, whether it's at the airport when we see her beautiful statue, or annually to recognize those people in the community that are making a difference. And I think about this award that was given to me, the Spirit of Columbus. I think about when I'm at a movie theater and I'm watching the credits at the very end of the film, and I see how many people it took to make that film successful. So I think that's what I would say about myself and this award, that all the people that were part of it, whether it's our wonderful staff, past and present, our board members, the community partners, and everyone that played their part to make this award possible for me. It's very special. I hope that somewhere here and there, just my doing something that hadn't been done will encourage someone else who wants to do something very much and hasn't quite had the heart to try it.